Hey, would you look at that? Another Xbox Series X game that's being talked about by a studio that Xbox owns. I mean, this Bethesda deal that Xbox got is already showing to be one of the biggest moves in the gaming history. I mean, ZeniMax and all their studios have been in the news one way or another for the last several months, from Xbox buying them to other AAA studios being built from the ground up. It's almost overwhelming to see this many games and studios being hinted at by Xbox. And the new games and studios doesn't stop at all. There's a new game being talked about by a developer within Bethesda Softworks who just confirmed he and his team are working on a brand new AAA game. This is from a creator that helped make Dishonored 2 and has worked with the studio that was making Deathloop. He mentions that they're working on a new game but with a different studio outside of the one that made Deathloop. This was brought to everyone's attention from an interview, and it's something that all major gaming media sites are reporting on. Basically, this confirms that this game is in development and it's not some rumored AAA game or some rumored studio. Instead, it's an established studio that has kept quiet for some time and is working on a brand new game for Xbox. Again, I have to say that the amount of games Xbox is making does make me happy because we know they're investing in games. We know that there's huge games coming down the pipeline. And we know that the Xbox Series X generation is going to be one for the record books. I wouldn't be surprised to see Xbox bring out multiple, and I mean multiple AAA games a year, along with smaller titles in between those. I will admit, I've never seen a publisher turn their first party output around in such a timely manner like Xbox has. And this new game is just another piece of the puzzle I love to see from them. So let's get into what was said and what exactly this means for Xbox and what it means for the PlayStation 5 players that might miss out on yet another Bethesda game that is being developed. But first, like always, if you liked the video, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, let's get into these articles and see what's being said about this game, because this did drop on Twitter and it was kind of mentioned by a lot of people, including a lot of people messaging me asking me if this is one of the games I've talked about before on my channel. And I have to say, this is not a game I've talked about actually. This is yet another big game coming to the Xbox platform, and it's all because of the massive ZeniMax acquisition that Xbox did back in September. It's insane just how impactful that move by Microsoft and Xbox is. I mean, Xbox is going to get 8 or 10 AAA studios brought into their first party umbrella. And once the deal's finally finished, we will obviously get a lot more details on what games they're working on and when they'll come out. Not to mention where they're coming out, the Xbox Series X exclusivity or the PS5. Either way, here's what the article starts off by saying. Arkane Studios is one of the 8 studios under the Bethesda Softworks publishing umbrella, but there are actually 2 different teams, Arkane Lyon in France and Arkane Austin in Austin, Texas. Harvey Smith, co-creator of Dishonored franchise, recently spoke with Vandal, confirming that he's working with Arkane Austin on a new game, having left Arkane Lyon after Dishonored 2 was finished in 2016. Alright, so first off, we know that a lot of studios within Bethesda are multiple teams. Take Arkane Studios like the article says. They have 2 teams within the single studio, much like Playground Games has 2 studios working on AAA games. That's exactly what's happening with this new Arkane studio. They have a team in Lyon and another one in Austin, Texas, and that Austin, Texas team is working on this new game that Harvey Smith is talking about. Here's what he said in the interview, so we have a direct quote from the developer. "I'm not on Deathloop, I'm on something else, working with the guys who made Dishonored and Prey," he explained. Arkane Studios is currently hiring several positions to work on a AAA immersive sim, which is likely Austin's next game. Now, this is something that really puts the game in a different light, because he describes the game as a AAA immersive sim. Now, I don't know what that means, but there are some studios who try to say they make their games extremely immersive and have sim-like aspects to it. Take Red Dead 2 for instance. They really wanted people to be immersed in the world and the game and would have cool things in it like skinning or hunting that were meant to immerse the player fully. Not to mention providing money and food to your camp. All of those things were irrelevant to the main game and you could skip out on them, but it's still an example of something that was sim-like. As for this new game, I don't know what they could possibly be working on, but I do like the fact they're working with different teams, because I know a lot of people that love Dishonored and enjoyed that game thoroughly. But as for Prey, I have to say I know a lot of people that didn't find that game all that compelling. It's a mixed bag, honestly. But the thing with Prey games is that it has a very hardcore following that people that like that game truly love it and enjoy the aspects within it a lot. As for me, I didn't really enjoy Prey nearly as much as I enjoyed Dishonored 1 and 2. I recently played a lot of Dishonored 2 and had a blast on it. It's something that's on Game Pass and I gave it a try, and to be honest, I'm glad I did because I enjoyed it a lot. So personally, I'm hoping the new AAA game resembles Dishonored more than it follows in the footsteps of Prey. But we truly don't know what type of game they could be making at this other studio within Arkane. But the article mentions what it could be and some other details about it. It'll be interesting to see what this new game is. It could be a new Dishonored title, a sequel to Prey, or a completely new IP. Regardless, it seems like fans of immersive sims are going to have something to look forward to. Arkane Lyon is currently finishing up work on Deathloop, a time loop story of rival assassins. This game is a timed console exclusive for the PS5, and after being delayed past the launch of the PS5, is currently set to release on May 21st, 2021. Now, if I had to guess, I have a feeling this is going to be a brand new IP. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that Dishonored 2 didn't sell as well as Bethesda hoped, and now they're planning to move on from the title. Of course, this could be completely wrong, but I never pictured Dishonored as a sim type of game. So I have a feeling it's a new IP with a lot of production and a game that will focus on creating a brand new IP, which of course is a brand new IP being developed by Xbox yet again. I have lost count at this point with the amount of new IPs and games being made at Microsoft's Xbox division. Xbox Game Studios are firing on all cylinders and is one of the biggest publishers by far in the gaming world. Microsoft came to play this generation, pun not intended. It's a new era at Xbox and Bethesda, which is something the article points out here. Whatever the game ends up being, it will be part of a new era of Microsoft-owned Bethesda games, meaning it would almost certainly launch into Game Pass and perhaps even be an Xbox exclusive. Vandal asked Smith if the upcoming acquisition had changed anything at Arkane as yet, who replied that there has been no difference so far. He added that of all the possible partners at Bethesda, he'd find it difficult to think of a better one than Microsoft, concluding they fit perfectly. Before we see Smith's games, however, there is a matter of extremely exciting Deathloop, which arrives for PS5 and PC on May 21st. We've named the time-looping FPS as one of the biggest games coming in 2021, not least because of its intriguing gameplay reveal last year. And I have to admit, Deathloop is a massive game because a lot of people are looking forward to it, and Arkane make massive AAA games. That's another studio under Xbox's belt that will be making Xbox exclusives for the foreseeable future. And like the article says right here, this is a new era for Bethesda games because all of these games they're working on will launch day and date into Xbox Game Pass and stay there. It's the service Xbox built that has pushed this much investment into gaming. I can't express how much that service has pushed Microsoft into purchasing new studios and investing in gaming like no other. They saw the amount of people joining Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, and all the other services in the media world. They know they need content, and they know that content takes longer to make in gaming. While a movie or show can be filmed in a few months and made within about 2 years, games that truly can push the service will take about 3 to 4 years, and generation-setting games can take up to 5 years. Games like God of War took 5 years to make and was a massive success for PlayStation. Games like Spider-Man took 4.5 years to make and again, massive success. Games like Red Dead Redemption 2, which took about 5 to 7 years, again, massive success. Now, the comment about Xbox and Bethesda joining forces does make a lot of sense. The developer was asked about the acquisition if it changed anything for them. He of course said no and that they're a perfect fit. That to me speaks volumes because a lot of people at Bethesda felt that way because the relationship with Todd Howard and a lot of the other top executives at Bethesda were very close to Xbox. They had exclusive games on Xbox back in the day and worked directly with a lot of the leadership at Xbox. Phil Spencer and all those executives there have a strong relationship, and you can see that in interviews and the way they interact with each other. So yeah, this new game is going to be an Xbox Game Pass, and it is going to add to the already stacked first-party games that are coming to the Xbox platform. Let's hope we learn what this game is, because I have a feeling it's going to be shown sooner than we think, especially since the last Dishonored came out years ago. Let's hope it's a great game, and let's hope Xbox continues to make games, because they have 23 AAA studios making games, and they have 35 teams within those studios. That's insane. But enough about what I think about all this. Tell me what you think about all this. What type of game do you think they're making? Did you like Prey or Dishonored? If you liked Prey, what did you like about it the most? If you like Dishonored, what drew you to that game more? What type of sim game is this going to be? What other games are we going to see come out of ZeniMax? Is Xbox the biggest gaming publisher out there right now? Did this make you want to buy a new Xbox Series X console or invest in a new PC? Go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete at achievements for the month. Right now, I'm playing a lot of Next Machina. I bought that for like $3 on Steam at the sale, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, trying to get better scores and higher scores and beat my own records. And I'm playing Warhammer 40k Space Marine again. Got it on the Steam sale for like $7, and I don't think that game's back compat on Xbox One. Wish I could play it there, but hey, I'm gonna play it on Steam on my PC, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. And on my Xbox, I'm playing a lot of Xbox and Valhalla and Immortals Phoenix Rising. So I'm getting a lot of gaming in because, hey, what else can we do? I'm enjoying my favorite hobby right now, and it's helping me get through a lot of the stuff that we're all going through, and I love gaming for that. These people have created some games that we've really enjoyed, and I'm just enjoying it a lot. I'm enjoying these games and kind of letting me escape from the reality of the world, which is healthy because that's what we need. But I want to know what everybody else is playing. Go down below. Let me know what you're playing. Are you enjoying a game on your PS5, your Xbox, or your PC? I just want to know what you're playing and what you think of the game you're currently playing. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.